If I had to pick one new way of working that matters the most, it would be education. Education is what makes democratizing UX possible. It's a lever that lets you scale your influence far beyond a handful of projects that you can personally touch. And when you invest in education, two things happen. First, you raise the profile of the user across the organization. People begin to see what UX actually involves and why it matters. They notice the benefits of doing it right and the cost of ignoring it. The more you teach, the more people start thinking about users every day. Second, you empower your colleagues. Training them gives them confidence to try UX activities for themselves, and suddenly user research and testing doesn't feel so mysterious and out of reach. With a little effort, they can make user-centered decisions without waiting on you. But the way we educate is just as important as the fact we're doing it. Too many UX teams rely solely on one approach, usually formal workshops, and miss the variety of ways people learn. So let's break down some of the educational options available to you. First of all, there is those in-depth workshops. And workshops are the backbone of most UX education efforts. Done in person, they create a sense of community. People ask questions, they share ideas, and feel part of something bigger. The social energy makes the lessons stick. Then there's remote workshops, and those can work too, but they are more draining. Anything beyond about 90 minutes and people's attention starts to fade. So if you're normally running a 6-hour workshop in person, I would recommend breaking it down into 4 90-minute online sessions. Shorter chunks keep people engaged and gives more time to process the information. You can also turn workshops into self-learning experiences. That's what you're basically doing right now. I've taken a full day session and broken it down into smaller lessons that you can dip in and out of at your own pace. The trade-off is obviously less interaction and community, but you gain a lot of flexibility. People can revisit the material whenever they need a refresher. But not every learning opportunity needs to be deep. Sometimes the goal is to spark interest and build momentum. Think TED Talks or Lunch and Learns, 20-minute sessions, a bit of food, and a clear takeaway. You don't have to be the only speaker either. Bringing in external experts adds credibility. People often pay more attention when the message comes from known authors or outside voices. Internal conferences can also raise the stakes even further. You run a whole day event with guest speakers and colleagues sharing UX success stories. But for me, the highlight was always group brainstorming, getting people to come up with ways to improve the user experience in their own areas of the business. It builds energy and creates advocacy across the organization. The third piece of the puzzle is self-learning. Colleagues need practical guides that they can turn to in the moment. Quick reference sheets about how to run a 5-second test or step-by-step instructions for creating a persona, maybe short videos about how to use a user research tool. Even simple checklists to make sure nothing important is missed. These resources remove friction. They stop people from giving up whenever they can't remember how to do something, and they help embed UX in everyday practices. When you combine in-depth workshops, inspirational events, and self-learning material, you create an ecosystem of education. Some people will dive deep, others will take small steps, but all will start to see UX as part of their job. And that's how you shift the culture and make UX sustainable at scale. I'd encourage you to pick one of the educational formats that you're not currently using. Maybe a short reference guide or a 20-minute lunch and learn session or a recorded walkthrough of a tool. Create it this month. Actually do it. Don't overthink it. Even something small can kickstart momentum and prove the value of making education part of your role. In the next lesson, we're going to look at what content to include in these formats so that your education efforts really stick. But until then, thanks for listening.